Today, I just finished day 7 of my 100-day challenge to get to 100K. If you've ever taken a flight, you know that before you get on a flight, you can just see from the outside the pilots checking their wings, checking their engines, checking, if the flaps are working right, and just really making sure that before they take off, everything is spot checked. And that's the same approach I've taken for the first week. So on the outside, it may not look like that I've taken a lot of action for my 100 days, but what I have done is really make sure that before I take off and jump into action right away, that I want to make sure that I'm setting myself up for this long journey of 100 days. And what do I mean by this? Well, oftentimes when we set a goal or some sort of mission, we'll get this motivation to just take action right away, which is fine, which is great. I've tried that and it really doesn't work for me that effectively, because what happens is that at some point, whether it's day 4, 5, 6, and within the first 2 weeks, I usually run into some resistance, and that resistance is me. Some belief will pop up, some thought or negative idea or self-criticism will come up, and this imposter syndrome comes in quite heavily. And so what I've spent the first 7 days doing is really taking a deep look at what are these beliefs, thoughts, negative instances that really are holding me back. And if I can work on them first, then taking off, just like a pilot would, knowing that, okay, there's nothing that's broken that's gonna affect the quality of the flight, and we get to our destination. And so that's what I've done. And I found some really core beliefs that have been around for a while that I've been working on. One is this idea of being capable, doubting myself, whether or not I have the right experience to do something, whether or not I have the ability to take on the projects that I want to take on, whether or not I have excitement or talking myself out of it, and just looking at each belief. And I've followed my own process, and I can share with you with that later. But really, ideally, what it is that I take a look at, well, what is that chatter that's going on? Thanking it for showing up. Oftentimes we try to push it away, but I've really been taking this practice of, and it leads from, if you've heard about it, Ho'oponopono, which is a Hawaiian practice of really forgiveness, forgiving ourselves, and coming back to love and gratitude and appreciation. And so part of that is that whatever has shown up, or whatever these beliefs are, really treating it with a sense of gratitude and thanking it, and of being able to find peace with it. Because the more we push against something, the more it's going to create that opposite resistance against us. And that's what happens to so many of us. And so as I looked at these, I feel so much better over these last 7 days, and having gone through this and knowing that, okay, I've taken care of some of these big guns, and other things may show up, and that's fine. I will address it when I need to address it. But I have a general plan of where I want to go with this 100-day challenge, and that is to definitely step into more speaking engagements, speaking in front of audiences, as well as training that I'm creating for myself. And I'm excited. I'm not going to share all the details just yet because I'm still vetting it out a bit, but it's a training program that's really designed to step from one identity to the next. So it's an identity shift training that I'm looking at, and this is something that I've been putting into practice every day, and I feel really good about it. I'm really excited to share this when the time is right. But that's where I'm going with this, and I know that without this prior leg, this prior ramp-up time of just looking at what's getting in the way, that this won't be possible unless this is taken care of first. And so that's where I am so far with my 7 days, and really looking at my beliefs, core beliefs, things that I need to shift, and really setting myself up to soar high. And so I encourage you, if you're following along on this, is to just think about, well, before you jump into any sort of goal or taking action right away is first take the time to ground yourself, first take the time to come into gratitude, a place of appreciation for what is there that's holding you back so that you can let it go and really rise up to where you want to go.